Hello everyone, my name is Dredden and we are in Deliver Us the Moon. So this is a brand new game that came out a couple days ago. It's just at the end of September 2018, and now I don't know, I saw a playthrough and it sort of resonated with me. I do kind of want to play through it. Now I'm not sure exactly how much we'll do together, but you know, we're gonna play a bit. So I played about an hour and a bit before this, just to kind of get a feel for how the game is and just sort of learn a bit of things. And consequently, the first episode or two are probably going to go pretty quick, which I think is probably fine. Yeah, so hopefully that's not too bad. Let's do the sort of intro to the game right now.
There was a time when resources seemed endless. But in 2030, the great energy crisis began. With hardly any resources left on our world, global powers created the World Space Agency to look beyond the Earth for answers. The answer was found in helium-3, a powerful isotope discovered in abundance on the Moon. With it, humanity could satisfy its energy demand for decades to come. And so, in 2032, mankind colonized the Moon. Spearheaded by the Lunar Council, the WSA constructed several permanent settlements to harvest and process helium-3. The resulting energy was transferred to Earth through a revolutionary energy network, the Microwave Power Transmission, or MPT. For a time, all seemed well. Then, one fateful night in 2054, the lights went out. No energy. The MPT had gone offline, and communication with the lunar colonists was lost. Without earthly resources to launch a full-scale rescue mission to the Moon, the World Space Agency was shut down permanently in 2055. But a small group of former WSA colonists refused to accept humanity's bleak future. Determined to discover the colony's fate and to restore the MPT, they've been preparing their mission in an abandoned desert launch facility. Now, in 2059, they are ready to launch an astronaut to the Moon. What awaits is unknown and unforeseeable, but the mission is clear. Deliver us the Moon.
All right, that's pretty much what the game is about. All right, so now also I do have a small beef about the whole we're out of resources thing. Maybe we can talk about that in the comments. I'll try to keep that stuff to a minimum and just play the game for the game itself, because yeah, about the only things I'll just say it right now. I mean, why not more solar power? And there's obviously a lot of wind. So anyhow, that said, moving on, let's go deliver us the Moon.
Friends and family of the missing lunar colonists gather all around the world tonight in remembrance of the 2054 MPT blackout that resulted in a global power outage and the loss of contact with the lunar colony. The blackout caused global turmoil, which ultimately led to the closure of the World Space Agency 1 year later. In other news, the recent formation of the largest dust storm on record has prompted climatologists to readjust their forecast of the equatorial desert's growth rate. As a result of the new storm, the desert could soon cover 30% of the globe's landmass. Several governments have pledged support for refugees, despite reports of resource shortages. The dust storm is expected to hit residential zones between the northern 49th and 50th latitude lines by late afternoon, and pass over the World Space Agency's former MPT ground station in the Adirau Desert. Authorities have imposed a mandatory evacuation of the impacted areas. For countries north of the equatorial desert, temperatures are expected to be a mild 46 degrees Celsius. This was Nicole Cage for World News 1, September 16, 2059. Wishing you a safe and happy day.
Okay guys, so here's these if you want to read them. I spent a bunch of time reading this stuff beforehand. basically the well, I am going to inspect them just so that I don't know, have them read yet. But the gist of it all is that basically fossil fuels went away or got mostly depleted, not enough, or maybe perhaps not enough for the population. It's kind of hard to tell. It's very vague, and it's sort of just the premise of the story versus, you know, the actual gameplay and mechanics. So yeah, they did what they could. Anyhow, so they take off, they make these couple of buildings, a space elevator, a reactor, and a colony station, I think. Anyway, then this Eugene's colony, sort of cryo sleep facility goes offline. I don't really know why they have a cryo sleep facility, if they're working and living there, but perhaps we'll get into that more later. They're not really sure what caused it, at least they're not telling the world. And then the facility remains closed because it says irreversible damage. Now, I'm very curious what happens at the end of this, because I kind of feel like there's something that they're not telling us going on. I don't know why I get that vibe. It may just be straightforward, but I don't know about that. Anyhow, then the entire colony goes down. Like the fusion reactor stops. That's basically the day that everything goes dark on Earth. This is a few years before that, and then here they still haven't figured out how to reconnect it, because, you know, they're on the moon and we're on the Earth, and yeah, basically just a 5-year anniversary of that, and that would have been 2 months ago, I guess. From what I can tell, this is September 2059, so it's taken us 5 years to get everything organized. Yeah, so I can't turn off the motion blur, so don't ask. It's very...
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, but I'll talk to you in a moment. Yeah, so anyway, basically we have to go to the moon. So this first part is all about doing that. So let's start doing that. There's a number of things to interact with, like Moonman, Far Crossing. I just wanted to reread this because I wasn't quite sure. Yeah, so read is R. Brave astronaut, his mission to explore the lunar expanse is uncover mysteries while the road is desolate and there's many hardships. He knows that he must preserve... Okay, so this is a different book than the one... Okay, cool. Anyhow, the tombs from Lost Lands? Okay. Weird. But why not? So this here is the ignition sequence of the launch, and you know, I got this memorized. I've done it thousands of times apparently, so not a worry. We're just gonna leave it right here. We're not even gonna pick it up and bring it with us because that would be silly. But basically we'll get onto the rocket ship and we'll hit this thing up. So that's the plan. So yeah, this is apparently, I couldn't figure out this hissing sound, but this is this radio that apparently is offline now. The rest of it you can hear is the wind, and if you stay in here long enough, you know, the person just keeps chirping at you about how the storm is coming and you got to get moving. So there isn't really a whole lot else to do in here. Like, there's a lot of that reading early on right there, and that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to make sure that I read this. R. Fantastic. I don't really think that matters all that much. So basically we interact with this thing now, and then we'll put on our spacesuit, and then we'll talk to this person. So, oh, I gotta go up here and interact with the suit. Sure. And there we go.
This is Claire. Please confirm radio contact.
All right, Claire. Now we get to know a lot more about Claire and who she is and whatnot pretty soon. So, yeah. Tab. Wassa. Confirm contact. We use our mouse. We mouse over.
Confirmed. Make your way to the launch platform and prime the rocket
launch before the dust storm hits.
No problem. So why exactly we have to do it before that thing hits, I don't know. I guess there's not enough people to dust off the rocket, but or it's just a good time for it. So yeah, screenshot.
There she is, the Taurus V. It took us 4 years to get her ready for launch. But you need to hurry. The dust storm will hit this area in a few hours. If we don't succeed now, the Fortuna mission will be over for good.
So I'm going to try to hit up all the important things really quick. I don't know, there's lots of weird looking like RVs. I guess it just must be the style that came about. There's a scanning mechanic where you scan all these things and then you can check your dossier for the information, but basically Isaac Johnson created this power system since his disappearance. Claire Johansson, his daughter, has been studying the work. So that's the gist of all that. Yeah. What else? So yes, we know how to sprint is with these button, and it's very interesting because yeah, everything has like momentum, and so like when you start walking, it feels like it takes a moment, which is kind of neat. It's kind of irritating if you played a different game that it's not like that, but once you get used to it, it feels very natural. So anyway, this I guess must be the little area that they stayed in, and yeah, they've got lots of, I don't know, interesting drawings. So Claire is thinking about going to the moon, riding with her sister, or maybe, oh I see, this must be her sister thinking about, is it Anna, I think, going to the moon, and Claire will be there as well. But what ends up happening is Claire stays on Earth, and she has to go to the moon to her dad Isaac. Yeah, anyway, MPT end of wires. So this is totally legit technology. It's just, you know, transmitting energy through radio waves, and well, in this case, microwaves. This is something that's been around for a very long time. I know definitely did a lot of this stuff in World War II, but it was only experimental back then. Yeah, and it's totally doable now, but I won't get into that science right now. Yeah, so anyway, it took a long time to have this up in the thing, but hey, I guess they were busy people. Things just get left up on the shelves and stuff. Yeah, and this one tells the story of Anne and Claire, and their mom passed away, and Daddy was on the moon. They're very unhappy. It's kind of sad, really. This is our space toilet. Yep, works just like a space toilet. I guess that was in vogue for a few years. All right, so this is another scanning thing. So we just scan that. Tab. Elizabeth kept the Johansson family together after her husband Isaac assumed the role of lunar council. After her death, Claire took care of her sister Kathy. It's Kathy. There we go. I don't know why Anna, but there we go. Kathy. Before she was taken to the moon to live with Isaac. Both Isaac and Kathy have not been seen since the blackout. There you go. So they're there. Oh, her teddy bear got left here. Oh man. I think we should take that up there, man. So that's an interesting thing that her teddy bear was left here. Almost to me implies maybe she had to leave really, really quick, but who knows, maybe she was much older. But with drawings, I would say that she wasn't that old. Yeah, we can't crouch. No crouching. No crouching for us. But yeah, that's basically a little bit of the backstory there into their life. Claire Johansson. I guess maybe Claire must have dug this back up. I didn't notice that. That's weird. It's got like a topper part. It doesn't really show on the inside. Ah, whatever. Moving on. So, this here is just a little scannable thing. Tab. A monument marks the entrance of the Besenkov Cosmodrome. The facility was abandoned until the Fortuna team made it their base of operations after the blackout and began preparations for humanity's last mission to space. The sign reads, "To the stars!" Well, it maybe doesn't read like that, but I read it like that. But yeah, as you can see, it's really windy, and that just makes me wonder, like, why aren't they using more wind power? But maybe it's just all relative to, like, how many people there are relative to how much energy there is. I don't know. It's really, really odd. Anyway, this is kind of a fun little thing here. I was like, what's going on here? Where's my space, please? Space this thing. F. Blip. Just launch this little rocket. I remember having those things when I was a kid. Good times. So one advantage that I have played this, I won't be wandering around too much, trying to find extra things. I do know what I'm doing a bit. All right, this button doesn't work. Just imagine that I've, you know, been working at the Fortuna facility for the last 5 years, you know, trying to mount a mission to save the planet. You know, that's sort of what I imagine. I've already been here. I've been living here, hanging out. I know how this place works. So there you go. Climb down, and we call the elevator now. If my character decides that he wants to do that. Oh, never mind. All right. Close that up and head on up. Where are you?
The control center is located on the top floor. There you can prime the rocket for launch.
Claire, where are you? Where are you? How can you see that I'm doing this thing? Let's see, here's one switch. There's also a switch somewhere else. Oh, yes, this is the one that shows us the receiving station.
Received a microwave power transmission from the lunar colony. At first, no one believed it would be possible to transmit energy from the moon back to Earth. But the WSA proved the skeptics wrong. Just like you will, when you get the MPT back online.
Yeah, there are lots of exposition that, like, it doesn't make sense. It's only for us. It's for us, the player. Because Claire wouldn't be telling us that like, obviously we would know that the Earth hasn't had power for, like, 5 years. We're obviously not a 4-year-old in his giant suit. So, yeah. I don't know. But, you know, that's how it is. I guess they're trying to introduce that concept of radio or microwave transmission of energy to the general public, who still probably doesn't really know all that much about it. And so I guess I can understand why they say that the people didn't really believe about it, but, you know, that's okay. So it's nice and dark in here because we don't have a whole lot of power to waste, and but we do have a little flashlight on our suit. Is it this button? It is this button. So we have a nice little thing here. We'll just take a little quick look around. Very stylized looking things. Little reception area, I guess. I don't know. Powering our future. We need to get into here. If we hit it now, we don't have a combination, so. Always the tab button, not the exit. I want whatever that is. I don't care what it is, but I want to eat it. It looks delicious. I don't know. I think it's like chocolate covered almonds or something, man. I don't know, but I want them. I don't know why. Anyway, come back here. We have the code 3545. 3545. And the attention to detail in this game is quite good. 3548. Thank you. And now you can open these up. The storm covers. And I thought about it, and I figure I'm gonna actually keep them closed. You know, I'm a responsible adult. I want to keep the doors, the windows from getting sandblasted. Why would I leave them open? I'm gonna keep them closed. So it's a little dark, you know, but that's fine. Now there's light in here, which is good. Keeping our families alive, yes. It's very important that we have this
Building once
energy.
functioned as part of the WSA, but it's been our home for many years now. I still can't believe you'll be leaving here for good soon. The desertification of this whole region won't take long after the storm passes through.
See what I mean? This is like, it's like obviously, yeah, like I live here. I know that we've been living here. Kind of weird. But I mean, yeah, I don't know, whatever. And don't know, there's this magazine here, which has got a nice cover. It's very cool. Very, very glossy. Let's see, September 2055. Yeah, they just have no idea. So, we'll read that. Invite the renowned scientists to discuss what could have caused the meltdown or the offlining, how humanity should move forward. So back. Oh, my flashlight's about to turn off. It's got that little bar on the back that kind of tells you. So I don't quite know. Maybe it has some sort of like mini nuclear power source that just can only put out so much energy. But charges the batteries pretty quick once it's turned off. I don't know. It's a very odd little thing, but it does make sense if that was how that worked. So, I haven't really tried this before. Where did this go? It just goes up that little thing. Okay. Oh, a note that I missed last time. Ha! Let's read it in the proper way here. Missing colonist dossier, Isaac Johansson. Oh, this just talks about him. Oh, he's just a young guy. Mechanical engineering and architecture. I guess it makes sense. Relatives is Kathy, Claire, and Elizabeth, who's deceased. Last known location, Copernicus Moon Hub. Psychological profile, known workaholic, consumed with the creation and maintenance of MPT. Obsessive tendencies caused rifts in personal relationships. Increasingly reclusive after death of wife Elizabeth Johansson. There we go. Oh yeah. And so, I mean, we can take another look out here. Lots of solar panels out there to power what we got left here. Now, I may miss some things. I'm not overly too concerned. The objective here is to get this thing back working. Determined to seek the truth about the 2054 blackout and restore MPT connection, Maria Gonzalez has raised the Fortuna team from the ashes of the World Space Agency. Since 2055, Maria's team has been secretly working on their mission. It's just, oh yeah, we have our little bit of information. But I mean, if you want to figure out what all these things are, you can just, you know, read all this stuff for yourself. Basically, the Oculus is just a little scanning tool. This is our little thing we're looking into right now. Flashlight and comm system. Actually, I wonder if this says how the heck it actually works. Automatic recharges rapidly. Yeah. Sounds more like it's got giant capacitors and a radioactive power source, like a tritium power cell or something. Anyhow, moving on. Who cares about science? Eugen's research facility. So there's just, for all these guys, they have all these cool little memorandum things and whatnot. So yeah, moving forward. It is very cool atmosphere to just sit around and explore. But I don't know, at some point I got like creeped out. I don't quite know what about it, but it just got me. I guess it was this thing that started that whole thing. As one of the few survivors of the cryosleep malfunction, Maria brought her damaged helmet back to Earth with her. She's been trying to repair it in hopes of restoring the holographic recordings captured by the device during her time at the Eugene's research facility. Which kind of makes me wonder. I'm just like, well, what went on? Why? I don't know. And I don't know why she can't remember talk about it. Anyway, this talks about you can read it here, but basically I think her friend is on the space station on the moon, and then they basically said, yeah, they need a special component to make it work, and they try to see if this guy knows how to fix it. Anyway, that's the gist of it, and we'll go to his place later. Another memoriam thing. Don't forget we've lost that day. Or don't forget everyone who lost that day. Yep. Okay. So. But yeah, you can definitely spend a lot of time looking around and just sort of exploring. But I'm trying to minimize all that stuff. So, lots of... Is there actual dust coming through here yet? No. Kind of think there would be more. Anyway, lots of rocket boosters and stuff. And that's, I guess, what this part here is. Sort of a sign. Does this not light up? I thought it lit up. Oh well. And so... Oh yeah, there's this staircase, and we have to go into this control center because we have to prime the rocket. So we need to move this thing out of the way. Here, let's slide it sideways here. Grabbing it from this part makes it really hard to move. Wow. Okay. Well, let's move this. Grab back and around. So get that thing out of the freaking way. No, I don't want to use my flashlight. You can't make me use my flashlight. I'm gonna turn it on and then turn it off again. Thank you. No, I'll turn it on for you guys. So yeah, it's basically just another big room with lots of things. These are actually little power packs that thing. It would be kind of a good thing if we could scan them at this point in the game, but we knew what the heck they were. Different bottles and stuff. Yeah, anyway. Up we go. To the control station. Let's get things moving. Control center. Yeah, this is basically a little celebration that we had after we got everything ready to go. Fortuna 1 is a go. Now, I wonder when this actually was. Was this like a couple months ago? Does it say? No, it's all squiggly. Squiggly. Okay, Claire's office. Claire has a lot of rooms in this building. Where does everybody else, like, hang out? I don't know. Anyway, I guess I hung out outside.
Isolate 3 plausible causes for the MPT blackout. 1, the transmitter at Pearson Space Station.
Claire, there you are. Come on, we're celebrating in the other room. Everyone is looking for you.
I need to go over this one last time, Maria.
We've been over it before, multiple times. We're good. Come. It's time to join the party.
It won't take long. I'll be right there.
A true Johansson. Once he set his mind to something, I could never convince him either. You're just as stubborn as your father.
Probably the only thing we had in common. I just don't understand why he didn't restore the MPT connection. He invented the damn thing. And now it's just us. No one else is even trying. If we fail...
Remember what I told you. If it can be done, then we're going to do it. That's all we have to focus on. Go over your notes. Join us when you're ready.
All right. Causes of the blackout.
All right. That's basically where that little bit ends. She's basically a workaholic, just like her father. And yeah, this is our little rocket that we have. Recruited straight out of university, Claire Johansson designed the Taurus V Rocket for the Fortuna mission. Claire was eager to join the team and to uncover the fate of her father and sister on the moon after the 2045 blackout. Interesting. That would be a pretty quick timeline to develop a rocket, and why not? I know.
The dust storm is approaching fast. Let's go.
We will. This is the launch sequence again, just so that you remember, this is what you do. Stage 2 is kind of tricky, as well as, where is it? Stage 4? Yeah, kind of a bugger, but it's not impossible. So, crew quarters, control center. Yeah, and I was also wondering, like, why wouldn't they just use a tried and true rocket? I mean, obviously they've been moving stuff back and forth through the moon already. I don't know. Kind of weird that she designed a whole new one. Maybe it uses more efficient engines or something? I don't know. I don't know, just random thoughts I have while I'm playing.
Control center. Get ready to launch as fast as possible.
Will do. Let's go to this little gleaming one right here and inspect that. Initiate power reboot. And rebooting.
Calculating
There we go.
storm ETA. Claire, we have a problem. The storm is approaching faster than expected. Way faster. Time's running out. Keep going, Fortuna. We've been working too long to give up now.
I'm also kind of curious where the heck everyone is. Like, if we're supposed to be doing this, where is everybody? Oh, why aren't they in this room? Okay, so we need to close both valves and then turn a key. So let's do these things. Now, I don't believe I checked all these other different stations and they don't seem to actually work. Now this is the key, but the key doesn't work until we turn the two fuel thingamajigs. So let's go outside and do that. Someone needs to close this door. Letting all the dust in. All right. So let's see. This here button calls the elevator. Not that that's important for anything. Pretty good level design in terms of just like making you think of where to go and moving you forward, I guess. Let's turn off this hydrogen fuel valve. There we go. Turned off. And the music I really like too. It's very... it seems fitting. It's sort of sad and mysterious at the same time. I don't know. That's what it makes me feel. Well... I don't know who designed a ladder that can't be stacked like that. I also don't know why I can't just restack those together and go up there. Whatever. So, let's use this elevator thing. Because we had to move a bit of staircase around, right? So let's do that. Here we go. This thing is a bit of a bugger, but I have practice. Let's turn it and then move it sort of onto this thing here. Now you kind of gotta like position it just right, otherwise it won't really allow us to. There it goes. It's pretty tricky otherwise. Yeah, this doesn't allow you to press the button if it's not kind of configured correctly. But anyway, upward. Okay, so F. Let's move this thing over here and then rotate it, I guess, this direction and back. All right, and let's just put it up against something here and rotate it more this way. There. I think that's good. Let go. All right. So we just have to go up here and turn our little valve here. No more hydrogen, please. Thank you. And
The hydrogen valves are closed. Head back inside the control center to prime the rocket for launch.
no problem. On my way. Dun, 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 dun. Gotta beat the dust storm. Oh yeah. Yeah, this part. Okay. And yeah, time to run.
Now, before the dust storm destroys the rocket and everything we've worked for.
I feel like you kind of drift along a little bit when you're walking around. Yeah, it's kind of a strange little part here where you just like have to run around all weird and get there in time. It's a little bit stressful, but Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've done this thousands of times. Oh, she didn't actually... Has she said that yet? It's just like... Well, maybe not. Anyways. You know, I've practiced this a number of times already. F. So I'm from here. I've been up and down this rocket many times. And I'm just gonna dilly-dally here and take a look at the world. I'm there. I'm in the rocket. Relax, Claire.
Rocket navigation systems online. We're nearly there. It's just like your training. You can do this.
Yep.
Initiate launch procedure.
All right. And they do a pretty good job here of just like, you know, walking us through it. Oh no, F. 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 We don't really have a lot of time left because I have my dilly-dallying, but... We gotta do this until it hits the blue. Whew. Then we need 1, 3, 3, and 4. Good. And then this guy. Whew. That's in the blue. Then we like all these. We're gonna do it at pretty much a quick time here. Right. You, and that. Beautiful. Let's ignite them things. Woo! Wow. Yeah, it's not very easy per se at the first time you do it, but it's kind of rather stressful because you have a few seconds to just do it, and then if you don't do it fast enough, then it starts this little countdown timer, which is kind of freaky. But I did this already, so makes things just flow a little bit easier. Okay, cool. We can like move around and look out the windows. And I think I'm pretty much gonna end the first episode here. Where's the Earth right now? It's just behind us. And it's weird, we're kind of like spinning this way. Oh, I see, because we rotate as well. That's why we can see the Earth at some point over here. There's the Earth. There she be. So yeah. If you guys enjoyed this episode, hit the like button and maybe share with some friends. This game is really beautiful. Like, it really starts to stand out in the space station. If you want to talk about the science of this, just let's chat in the comments, cause
it could restore the hope humanity lost after the lunar colony fell. We could recover, rebuild, and most of all, start thinking about a future. You'll need to find the MPT transmitter at the Pearson space station. From there, the power signal was relayed to Earth. This was the final link in the MPT network before the blackout. If there are answers to find, they're at Pearson. Claire, we need to head down to the shelter. These winds are getting bad. Understood. For Tuna 1, this storm is going to jam radio contact. You'll be on your own for a while. To reach the station, you must... Once you're in the... 52nd stage of the law. Please, deliver us the lunar.
complete the second stage launch sequence. Right, so, but I don't think we have too much else to do here. So yes, like I said, hit that like button, and if you are new to the channel, maybe check out some of the other things I've been up to. Check those out, and if you do like them, then hit the subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel even more, you can head on over to Patreon and support me that way. Okay, bye bye guys.